Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video, I am going to be doing first impressions looks with 3 different palettes from 3 different brands. These are all indie related palettes, but I have the Cosmic Brushes Gothic palette. I have the Wicked Widow Graveyard Smash palette, as well as the recently Deinfluenced palette from Beaute Bar. I don't have enough time to do individual videos on them, so I'm putting them all together today. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bri and I am just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot on indie makeup, so if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. I normally do not do this and put like 3 different palettes from different brands in a video, but I'm running out of time. I had a lot of things come in at once. I was traveling, I've said it in like another video, life was really hectic, so I'm now trying to catch up, and I just know I don't have time to film individual videos on each of these palettes, but I still wanted to show them to you guys, create a look with them, give you guys my thoughts regardless, so that is why I'm here. So I'm gonna put timestamps for each palette. So each timestamp will like start off with me giving you all the info about the palette, the swatches, and then getting into look, and then go on to the next palette. So in case you're just here to see about a certain palette, that is how I am going to do this video. So let's get into it. So the first palette we're going to get into is the Wicked Widow Beauty palette. This is the Graveyard Smash. This is their, I think, newest release, their little Halloween launch. It's super, super cute. This goes for $36. It's still available on their website. So this is what it looks like up close. I love the artwork, so Halloween. And then here's the back of it, little cobwebs, some info. And then inside where the beauty is at, there's a mirror. And I think it's kind of like opens more like a book, but I'm gonna turn it this way because it's easier to hold it. But here are the shades. Isn't this a cute little grungy Halloween palette? It's really adorable. And in here it has 4 mattes, 2 dual chromes / multi-chromes, and 2 shimmers. It also says this palette is vegan and cruelty free, and the palette is also magnetic, so you can move the shades around if you want to. But I think this is a cute little fun release. Now we're going to get into the look with this. I'll show you that. And then we'll move on to the next palette. So I did go ahead and prime my eyes with the Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer. Did not set it. I'm gonna just go right into the shade right here because I am already in love with it. It's called Freaky Frank. Freaky Frank. Okay, okay. We get a little spicy here already, but I'm gonna use that through the crease. Ooh. Whoa, okay. Pigmentation is on point. I'm gonna have to brush through these looks, so I'm trying to squeeze in 3 in here and go over 3 palettes. But pigmentation is beautiful. I love a shady shade. Now let's move on to the shade called Bewitching Bride. These names are so cute. I'm gonna use the same brush, and I'm gonna use that as my deepening shade because it is the darkest matte in the palette, and I always like to have depth in the outer corner. And those 2 shades went really well together. The purple lays really nicely over the other matte, no issues there. So on the lower lash line, we might as well use the other colors. So I'm gonna take Harvest Horrors. These names, I love them. I'm gonna dust off some of the excess and then stamp that on the lower lash line. I'm just gonna have like warm tones on the bottom, cool tones at the top. And now I'm going to take Groovy Ghouls, this kind of murky yellowy green matte, and I'm gonna pop that in the front part here. Oh my God, the pigmentation is gorgeous on this. Like these kind of like pukey yellowy greens get me every time. Even though that sounds so weird to say out loud, but I love these kind of shades of green. So now let's get into the shimmers, the part I'm most excited for. Let's go into Friday Night, this beautiful purple, which is very sparkly. Looks like it's gonna be just so foiled. So good. So far, the formula seems pretty comparable to like the other palette I've tried, the scissor hand one. So I'm very happy with that because they have a really good formula. Okay, that's a beautiful purple. Now time to get into the Thrills and Chills shade. That one also looks like it has the same texture as the purple. Very flaky. Looks very foily. Let's see. Oh yeah. And this one definitely is one of the shifty shades. I can tell that there's some like green and gold to this. Now we are going to use Weird Whoops, this kind of champagne-y shade, as the inner corner highlight. It is the lightest shimmer in the palette. And it looks like it's going to be a perfect inner corner highlight. Let me spray that a bit and just pop it right here. Ooh, that is really bright. So that is it for the look. I'm going to go do liner, lashes, all that good stuff, and then I'll be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, my loves, I am back, and here is the completed look with the Graveyard Smash palette. I think it came out so pretty, and it was really easy to put together. I love the purple and the green on top with the orange and that yellowy green shade in the inner portion. The shimmers are looking really, really beautiful as well, but all I did off camera to complete this look is I did go on with some falsies. I already had mascara on from previously, but this is the Glamlite Chocolate Candy Bar lashes, and I glued them on with some lash glue from Dual. As for my waterline, I went in with the Solmoni gel liner from Udin's Eye. This is the shade number 2. Just went well with the orange that's on the lower lash line. And then I went in with a bold lippy because we're keeping up with the Halloween theme here. And I used the Glamlite liquid lipstick from their Happy Hour collection. I believe this shade is called Pinot Noir. Kind of rubbed off some of the shades, so I can't tell. I probably had this way too long in my collection, but it actually still went on just fine. It's a more, I feel like, kind of pinkish purple shade, and I do feel like it complements this look really, really well. And then for a liquid liner, I am using, or I use the Thrive Cosmetics Infinity Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner Pen. I just got this in the Trend Mood box. It is so good. So that is all I did off camera to complete this gorgeous look. But I'm now ready to give you guys like a little first impressions so we can get on to the next palette. But so far, this is really good. And it's pretty comparable to like the formula that's in the scissor hand palettes that are so freaking good. And the mattes in here are beautifully pigmented, buttery, soft, easy to blend. They just blend themselves out, and I love how pigmented they are and how they show up on the lids. Stunning. And then the shimmers, stunning as well. You have a more smoother one right here, then you have these two flaky ones that just are so foiled on the lids, and then you have this beautiful shimmer right here that makes a beautiful inner corner highlight. So you have depth, you have mid-tones, you have darker shades, you have a beautiful inner corner highlight shade. So it's a nice completed versatile palette. I feel like you can actually do quite a bit with this palette for being only an 8-pan one. I think they did a really good job with this. It's sleek, travel friendly. Honestly, the formula is so good. I wish that it was a bigger palette because I could see so many shades that would go really, really well with this palette. But so far, I'm very, very impressed. That was my thoughts on the Wicked Whittle Graveyard Smash palette. It is now time to get into the next palette. All right, my loves, we are getting into the next palette, which is the recently Deinfluenced palette from Beaute Bar Cosmetics. This palette goes for $69, and it's currently on a pre-order from 8 to 10 weeks from what I can see on their website. So you can pick it up, but it would just take some time before it actually ships. So let me show you guys the packaging on this one. I love this with like the ring light and the girl like posing in front of her camera. That's hilarious, like the theme of this. Here's the back of it. And then inside, there's a mirror that I accidentally cracked. Ignore that. And here are all the shades. So it says that this is a 15-pan eyeshadow palette. It has 7 mattes and 8 multi-chromes. It's vegan, paraben, and cruelty free. So all those shimmers are multi-chromes. That is awesome. This has a mix of warm tones and cool tones, depth, mid-tones, and some gorgeous shimmers. So that might be the reason why it is on the higher price tag side for being like $69 because of these special metallics that are in here. That is all the info, the swatches and everything on this palette. Now let's get a little closer so we can get into a look. So I primed my eyes with the Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer, did not set it. So we're going to start off with Paid Partnership right here, this orange mid-tone shade. And we're gonna fluff that through the crease here. Ooh, okay. It's nice and pigmented. So now I'm going to go into Feud, this lighter orange. And the shadows are on the powdery end, but typically powdery mattes tend to be way more blendable, so I don't mind that. Ooh, this is showing up really well too. So now I'm going to go into Lash Lighting, this one right here. It's a more like reddy pink shade, definitely more on the red side, but there's some pink to it. It's not like a true red. And I'm using that on the outer corner to just add a little bit more depth since it's a little darker than these two mattes I've used so far. So I just want to get a little bit deeper on the outer corner. So I'm going to go into Energy Vampire. It looks like it's a very deep kind of purple shade, like a black and purple, and that's just going to make things a little bit more smoky on the outer corner. Just need a little bit more depth. So now let's do the lower lash line. And I'm going to go into the shade called Authenticity right here, what I'm all about on my channel. And I'm going to dust off the excess and I'm going to put that on the outer corner here, but I'm going to only keep it on the outer corner and match it up with the outer corner shade up here with that depth. That's going on really nicely too. I am wanting to take a little bit of this green too called Monetize, and I'm going to use that on the lower lash line too. And just try to go into it light. I don't want to make it too dark. I'm not going to take it too far into the inner portion. I want to take a little bit of this screenshot shade. It is like a blue and green shifty metallic. Like, look at this. Oh my god, it's absolutely stunning. Wow, that is a very high quality multi-chrome, and it's on the flakier side, so it's probably going to be very, very intense on the eyes. So I'm just trying to pick it up with the brush, and I'm going to just wet it a little bit. I'm going to use that on the lower lash line, just here in the front, because it's so pretty. I was like, I need to incorporate this. Oh, wow. I would love to use that all over my eyes. I wish I had time to do a second look for you guys. Oh, this is so pretty. Let's get into the shimmers for the top lid. I am going to start off with Fake Famous. And this one feels like a more smoother formula. Ooh, it's very smooth. So I'm picking that up with the brush. Picks up beautifully on a brush as well. And I'm not going to even wet it, it's just so smooth. And this one, I can't tell what the shift is. It's a beautiful, like, fiery red shade. Let's go into Deplete It. This one right here. This is also like an orange, but it has a very strong goldy green shift to it. And I'm going to pick that up. And I'm just going to smooth that on the inner portion. And see if it looks different next to the other one. It's definitely pulling like more orange than how this one pulls more red. So I'm going to take a little bit of Bold Glamour, this lighter purple shimmer, and I'm just going to add a little bit up in the front here just to try to lighten it just a little bit. Ooh, it's adding like a little blue effect too. It's like a blue and purple shimmer. And now I want to go into the shade Viral. This one right here. One of those iridescent shades that have tons of shift. Like, oh, There's red, orange, pink to this. It's gonna be the perfect inner corner highlight shade. So let me use this teeny little brush and just smack that right there. Right there. And then bring it kind of up. Oh, that is so pretty. I'm also gonna take Viro on my brow bone too. Might as well, right? Since we're here now. That is it for the look, all the shadows that I'm going to use. So I'm gonna go off camera, you know, finish off the look, and then I'll come back and show you guys everything and then give you guys like my initial impressions on the palette. All right, my loves, I am back and I am feeling very dramatic. I'm feeling the drama. I'm feeling like a little baddie influencer, even though I'm not really in that category. But I love how intense and vibrant this look came out. And on the smoky side, I feel ready for a Halloween party. Like I said, can someone invite me to one? But I'm just loving like the fiery tones on the upper lid with the cool tones on the lower part. I did decide to add a little glitter arch right here in the front. I went in with the Nabla Ruby Lights glitter palette and went into this shade right here. I just put some glitter glue like in the arch part and then stuck some of that on top for a little extra sparkle. And then for my lashes, I went in with the Glamlite Chocolate Candy Bar lashes. I felt like I needed some dramatic lashes to go with this look. I also used the Thrive Cosmetics liquid liners to create the wing. I did like a little fox eye thing in the front too. And then for my waterline, I went in with one of the multi-chrome liners from Kaleidos. This is the one in Night of Creation. It's like a purple to blue kind of shifty liner. I'll show you guys. It's really pretty. You see? You can definitely see the blue to purple on this one. They're so good and creamy. And then for my lips, I have this beautiful lipstick on from, I think it's Propa Beauty. And this is the shade called Prowess. I feel like it just goes with the look. It has kind of like a reddish tone to it, like a reddish brownie tone shade. It's really pretty and it has like that satin finish. And I thought it paired really nicely with this look, but I am very happy with this. So you know what? I think I have overall very positive feels about this palette. I think the formula beautiful, nice and pigmented. They were easy to use. You just didn't have to put that much work to get the pigment to show up on the lids. I think the formula is just really beautiful. I love this color story as well. Like I see just so many looks I can do with this. I love how they split it up with these more warm tones and then you have these more cool tones. I really want to do a look with this shade all over the lid with like this green through the crease. And ooh, I want to try this one too. I mean, the metallics in here are absolutely stunning. These ones, like this one, this one, this one, this one, are on the flakier side, that they're very foiled and just scrumptious. And then these ones here, like this one, and these iridescent shifty ones are definitely more on the smooth side. Like they just kind of glide on, very buttery and silky. So I love that you do have some different textures in here. And overall, I think it's really pretty. You know, you got your inner corner highlights, your mid-tones, your deepening shades. It is an absolutely stunning palette, and the theme is so funny and cute. I know it's on the pricier side, but you're getting all these gorgeous multi-chromes and really high quality mattes. And I'm a person who really appreciates those kind of formulas, so I see the value in it. But you know, overall it's up to the consumer, right? Up to you whether you think it's worth it or not. Now it is time to get into the final palette for this video, and it is the Gothic palette from Cosmic Brushes. This one right here goes for $28 and it's currently sold out, but they always do restocks. I am sure this will come back, but I'll show you guys the packaging. It's black with like glossy black lettering. And then here is the back of it with the info and everything. And then here is the inside. It's a cute little, more kind of almost monochromatic palette. There is a mirror. And here there is 5 metallics, 7 mattes, 1 multi-chrome metallic, and 1 dual chrome metallic, and 1 matte with shimmery sparkles. So that is awesome. We got a mix of textures in here. It is very purple, mauve-y, a little burgundy. So we are gonna get into a look And then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. I did go ahead and prime my eyes with the Kaleidos Tone Activator Eye Primer. Did not set it. So I'm going to start off with the shade called Lace. It is more of a cool toned mauve or mauve. I'm not sure what the correct pronunciation is for that, but I always say mauve. Ooh, okay, it leans definitely more on like the purple side. Now I'm going to see how Immortal looks on the edge. It's like a pink lavender shade. I just want to add that to the edge and blend things out and diffuse everything a little bit more. It is showing up, like it's definitely coming off on my lid. You can kind of see like the edge has a little bit of a pastel pinky lavender effect. Now I'm going to take the same brush. This is from Nabla, their N205 brush, and I'm going to use this to go into Phantom right here. This shade, this little like maroony shade, and dust off the excess because the shades are on the powdery side. And I'm just going to use that on the outer corner to add some depth. So I do want to pack some more of this pastel shade in the front, the Immortal shade, just to really amp up that pigment and have it add some more like brightness to the look. I mean, look at how pigmented that is. And I'm not packing it on, I'm using pretty fluffy brush and it's just showing up so well. So I want to go and start with the shimmers on the lid, and then I'll figure out what I want to do on the bottom. So I'm going to start off with Nocturnal. I mean, the look is coming out to be, you know, a very monochromatic kind of look, which I'm totally fine with. I'm down for a monochromatic look anytime. I'm just going to spray this brush, and I'm just going to stick it right here. Ooh. They have a very smooth shimmer formula that is also still intense and still sparkly, but they're not like those super flaky textured shades that are in some other like indie palettes. They're definitely more smooth. Now let's get into Chosen, which of course I'm gonna have to use multichrome in this palette. Seems like the very smooth, buttery, traditional multichromes that I love. And I'm going to stick that here in the front. Look at that. That is pretty. Let me use a little bit of my finger. I can't help myself. I like to build things up a lot. I feel like I want to do a shimmery lower lash line for some reason. That's like where I'm going right now. So we're going to go with it. I want to use the Powerful shade on the lower part. Sometimes I like going in with all shimmers on the lower lash line. So I'm going to just use this little It's Spell brush, and I'm going to drag it along my lower lash line. I'm trying to be careful so I don't have too much fallout from doing this. And that's why I wet my brush. I'm just slowly spreading that on the lower lash line. Let's see how Pale Moon looks. I'm not sure if it's going to be bright enough to work as the inner corner highlight, but we'll see. I might be wrong. It's brightening, but not as much as I want it to be. But I'm just adding that in the very inner portion here instead, and then we'll go into a different one for the inner corner. So now let's do Obscure, which is the dual chrome that's in the palette. And I'm gonna use that as the inner corner highlight instead. And maybe I should spray it too, just to be safe. Ooh, that's so pretty. And I'm gonna bring some down here in the front, my lower lash line, and then bring it up a little bit into my arch here. So here is the look. That is all I'm going to use for this eye look. So I am going to go and finish off the look, all that fun stuff, and then I will be right back. All right, my loves, I am back, and here is the completed look. What do you guys think of this one? It's so pretty, very romantic, and I just love these tones of these like kind of mauvey pinky tones with a little bit of purple in the mix. It's just so beautiful. And I'm just loving how this turned out. So all I did off camera to complete this look is I went in with the Thrive liner again. I just went in with mascara this time instead of doing falsies. I have the 1984 mascara from About Face mixed with the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift Mascara. And then for my waterline, I went in with the Kaleidos liner and Night of Creation just to match with that purple. And this is a shifty one. Looks so good on the lower lash line. And then for my lips, I decided I wanted like a cool kind of mauve shade. So I have this one from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This is one of their lip creams in the shade called Moody, which pairs perfectly with this eye look. I'm just loving these colors so much. And I did also add one shade off camera. I put a little bit of Gothic, the black matte that has little shimmers in it, a little bit on the outer corner just to add a little bit more depth so we could get a little bit more on the Gothic end. And I think that really did help elevate the look a little bit more. So that is everything for this look. I'm now ready to give you guys my first impressions on this palette. I think it's absolutely stunning, but are you guys surprised? I love Cosmic brushes. They have such a high quality shadow formula, and this is consistent to their other palettes. If you've tried Musée or the Serenity one or the Delicious Delights, then you'll know what to expect from this palette. You have these beautiful, sparkly, smooth shimmers. You've got a multi-chrome, a dual chrome, and they're definitely not those kind of shimmers that enhance texture because they're not super flaky and thick. They're just really smooth. And then the mattes were really easy to work with, pigmented, blendable. They all laid on each other really nicely. I had no patchiness issues, no blending issues. And I think these matte purples are so good. And matte purples are really hard to formulate, and they did it so well. And I do love that you can go more pinky mauve, you can go more purple, and I just love how they broke up the palette. It's like so easy to see what direction you want to go. Now overall you can only really do pinky mauve looks or purple looks with this. This is a very more monochromatic palette, so it's not like super versatile. But if you like these kind of colors, you love purples and these kind of mauves, then you're really gonna love this palette because it's so good, high quality, and I think you get a lot for $28. So that was everything for this video. The looks, the palettes, the swatches, the thoughts. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of style of filming instead of doing like separate videos in each palette and just kind of condensing it into one video. But now it's time for you guys to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you pick up any of these palettes? Did you like the looks? Do you like me putting like 3 different palettes in one video? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and all that fun stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have all the palettes linked. I will have my face makeup linked as well. I will link other videos of mine that I've done on like Cosmic brushes, Wicked Widow, as well as Beaute Bar if you want to see more from the brands. And I will have my contact and my social media platforms linked. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here and supporting me. I just think you guys are all so amazing, and I hope you guys are all having a wonderful fall season so far, and just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.